Such risks have consequences, as has been witnessed recently both offshore as well as with the oil sands. The motive for sticking with oil in spite of its drawbacks is apathy in combination with the analgesic effect of the oil company's public relations efforts. The motivation to wean ourselves from oil are the wars that have been fought in its name, the fact mankind will eventually need its replacement in any case, and the longer it takes to transition to new sustainable sources, the more the environmental damage we will produce. And then there is the need in the West for energy security. Every American president since Richard Nixon has called for reducing U.S. dependence on foreign oil, yet imports have continued to rise. President Obama has proclaimed the U.S. can cut its oil dependence by 1/3 by 2025. The problem is getting to 2025, plus the 2/3 America will still need afterwards in a world of Middle East unrest and rocketing prices. Canadian oil has been offered as the alternative to U.S. imports from less secure or reliable sources. Most of Canada's remaining oil will come from expanding development of Alberta's oil sands. Canada is already the largest supplier of oil to the U.S., accounting for almost 1/4 of its imports, and expanding production from the oil sands offers the potential for this to increase. In a written statement on the hearings on the effect of Middle East events on U.S. energy markets, Gary Marr, Alberta's representative in Washington, stated, "Alberta's oil sands have placed Canada in a unique position in the industrialized world. An open and transparent democracy with first world environmental and social standards, also capable of substantially increasing oil production to meet future domestic, North American, and international demand. It is forecast that by 2019, Alberta will be producing 3.3 million barrels of oil per day, about 70% more than current levels." Mr. Marr makes an enticing argument, but the object of this exercise is to consider the ethics of his proposition. The oil sands are found beneath boreal forest, which is an ecosystem of forest, wetlands, and lakes that provides clean water, oxygen, and naturally sequesters carbon dioxide. It is home to bear, wolves, lynx, and one of the largest populations of woodland caribou in the world. Its wetlands and lakes provide habitat for 30% of North America's songbirds and 40% of its waterfowl. The Cree, Chippewan, and Dene First Nations reside on the lands overlaying the resource, which has been scarred and polluted by oil sands production. Very little of the land directly affected by mining operations has been reclaimed, and after 40 years of mining, not a single operation has received a reclamation certificate from the Alberta government. The Athabasca River passes directly through the boreal forest being cleared and strip mined, and it serves as the primary source of water used to separate bitumen from the mined sands. Water withdrawals from surface mining operations pose threats to both the sustainability of fish populations in the Athabasca River and to the sustainability of the Peace Athabasca Delta, jeopardizing the local subsistence and commercial fisheries. Tar sands mining operations withdraw 2 to 4.5 barrels of fresh water from the river for every barrel of oil produced. Current operations are permitted to withdraw more than 349 million cubic meters of water per year, a volume equivalent to the amount required by a city of 2 million people. But unlike city wastewaters, which are treated before being released, tar sands effluent becomes so contaminated it must be impounded in massive tailing ponds. In March of 2011, a government-appointed scientific panel confirmed oil sands development is releasing contaminants into northern Alberta watersheds and said government monitoring programs aren't even trying to determine if the oils are polluting the Athabasca River.